Hello students and welcome to this video. We're going to talk about passive voice with agent. This is a grammar topic. The aims. First, we're going to review the passive voice. This is something that we learned in the last video. Second, we're going to use passive voice with agent. Third, we're going to use adjectives and adverbs to emphasize your ideas. And finally, we're going to practice using all these things in some exercises. Passive voice. Remember that with the passive voice, the subject is the receiver of the action. So use passive verbs to focus on the receiver or when the doer or cause is not known or important. So now we're just talking about passive voice. Here we're giving the emphasis or focus on the thing that is the most important. For example, a bag was found on a bus. The airport was closed, 2 bears were seen in a yard, and the passengers weren't injured. In these examples, we're using passive voice for past tense. Now let's take an example using passive voice with simple past. As you can see here, we have the active voice. I wrote a letter. So we have to identify the object, because the object, in this case a letter, is going to become the subject of the sentence in the passive voice. The second thing is to identify the tense. In this case we have wrote, past tense. This is going to change to was written. So we need to use the verb to be in past, in this case was, plus the verb in past participle. Practice. Change the sentences from active to passive voice. Number 1. Someone broke into a jewelry store. So here you can stop the video, try to answer by yourself, and then check. A jewelry store was broken into. Number 2. A falling tree hit a bus. A bus was hit by a falling tree. Number 3. Someone saw 2 bears last night. 2 bears were seen last night. In this case, we use were because bears is plural. Remember that the verb must be according to the subject. Number 4. Someone stole some diamonds. Some diamonds were stolen. And the last one, number 5. The accident didn't hurt the passengers, so the passengers weren't hurt in the accident. So as we have negative, simple past in negative, we need to use past of the verb to be in negative. Weren't hurt. Simple past passive plus by plus agent. So we use this form of passive voice when the doer of the action, in this case the agent, is important. And you can use the preposition by to introduce the agent. 3 families were rescued by emergency workers. The fires were caused by careless campers. And a shopping mall was damaged by a tornado. To agent, you can also use the object pronouns. So remember that every subject pronoun has its object pronoun. So for I, we have me. For you, you. For he, him. For she, her. For it. For we, us. And for they, them. Also notice another difference. The verb is after the subject pronoun, while the object is after the verb, because the object is going to receive the action of the verb. So let's see how we can use this. We can say the Galapagos Islands were discovered by Charles Darwin, or the Galapagos Islands were discovered by him. Him replacing Charles Darwin, that in this case is a he. Adjectives and adverbs in passive voice. Let's check some examples first. Electric power was temporarily disrupted. The city was hit by severe thunderstorm. And the forest was completely destroyed by catastrophic wildfires. In this case, temporarily, it's an adverb. You know that adverbs end in ly, and they go before the verb in this case. Another example with adverbs, the forest was completely destroyed by catastrophic wildfires. And we can also use adjectives, like in this case, severe thunderstorm, to emphasize your ideas. So remember, adjective plus noun, like in the example, severe thunderstorm, or adverb plus verb, temporarily disrupted and completely destroyed. We use this to emphasize our ideas. Remember that the passive voice focuses on the idea, on the thing that we're talking about, and is especially used when you are writing scientific articles. Let's check more examples of adverbs. A mall was badly damaged. No one was seriously injured. The forest was completely destroyed. Power was temporarily disrupted, and homes were partially destroyed. Let's practice. Rewrite the sentences. Use the simple past passive with by plus agent, and add the adjectives and adverbs were given in parentheses. So here we have 4 sentences, and you have here in brackets the information that you need to include. So I suggest you to stop the video, take your time, try to answer by yourself, and then check with the answers provided here. Okay, for number 1, a fire destroyed an old warehouse. Remember, we have to use passive voice, agent, and the adverb. 3 things at a time. So in this case, we get an old warehouse was partially destroyed by a fire. We have the object, we have the verb in passive was destroyed, we have the adverb partially, by to introduce the agent, and a fire. If we don't want to use the fire, we can use it, but in this case, it's important to notice a fire. An earthquake disrupted power supplies. We have to use minor and temporarily. Power supplies were temporarily disrupted by a minor earthquake. So notice here we're using the adverb between the verb to be and the verb in past participle, and I also included the adjective minor before earthquake. Number 3, a hurricane damaged a high school. A high school was badly damaged by a hurricane. We're using the adverb badly. And the last one, a tornado destroyed a police station. So we have to use completely. A police station was completely destroyed by a tornado. So notice here we're using completely. Keep practicing at home because, as you can see, passive voice is very useful and necessary. See you in the next video. Bye bye.